call Going Out on a Limb for You.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out, and move mountains. And I rise up, hey, I rise up, unafraid, I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves, I rise up, in spite of the ache, I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Yeah, actually, it was an effort with the New York State Police and the City of Lockport Police, and when Tony contacted us that he wanted to do this, absolutely, we said we're going to join in and partake in this. I think it's a great honor for all of our frontline workers to have this done for them. So anything we can do to raise the spirits in the community and recognize people during this time, we're going to absolutely participate.
Tony, where did the idea come from?
Well, I was telling us around idea, how we can give back to our community, give back, especially these, first responders, the sheriff's department and the state police, the city departments, and the nurses and doctors who are on the front lines every day. Whether it's COVID-19 or it's any other normal day, putting their lives on the line every single day for us. And I figure the least we can do is show a little bit of appreciation back. So this is our little tribute to all the nurses and doctors and first responders. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. God bless them, protect them. And I called the sheriff, and I said, Sheriff, I got a little idea. And he said, here we go. And I said, what do you think of this? And he loved it. He said, let's do it. And it was definitely an absolute team effort. He gave us an awesome escort here, so we got here safely. Obviously with the traffic and all these trucks and convoy, it becomes very difficult when you're maneuvering through the city and traffic. So his team, his deputies were excellent, directing traffic, stopping traffic, getting us here so we can, if it wasn't for the sheriff providing these escorts, we wouldn't be able to hit 3 hospitals today with this big convoy of trucks. So I thank you, Sheriff, for doing that and helping us. It was definitely a team effort between the first responders. Again, going out on a limb for us, right? Oh. No pun intended.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move.
Put your lives on the line. You leave your families every day.
Mountains,
Put your life on the line for us. This is a small token of appreciation and thank you for all that you do. Every day in and day out. Thank you from the bottom of our heart.
And I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. You. The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to it.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it for your help
Thank you.
and being here today in support of all the doctors and nurses that every day leave their families and put their life on the line for all of us.
Well, thank you so much. It's wonderful when the community comes to recognize the great sacrifice that our healthcare providers do, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you. This being the first home game and the playoffs all in the same game, you know, celebrating his welcome home, and obviously we want to be part of the celebration. So we had these big banners, 25 feet wide, 6 feet tall, made to saying welcome home, Damar Hamlin, and we're gonna put them up in the sky 150 feet in the air, and we made several hearts with the number 3 in them and welcoming him home. From a miracle and from an incredible recovery, which is amazing. And God bless him. And God bless Buffalo today. God bless the Bills. God bless Buffalo Strong. All the players to be safe and to have a great game today. And we just wanted to be part of, you know, celebrating this welcome home from Damar Hamlin, which is a true miracle in itself. And then to come home to a playoff game, you know, being the first home game after his injury and coming back to Buffalo from Cincinnati, truly remarkable. And we wanted to be part of it. And again, as we have for 3 generations in our family, another event we're doing to give back to the community. That we appreciate them. We appreciate them very much, because if it wasn't for the Buffalo, Western New York community, we wouldn't be here as strong as we are, you know, 3 generations later in our tree and landscape business serving our community. To celebrate Damar Hamlin's return, and it's just going to be an awesome, awesome day.
Damar Hamlin, we're doing it for you, baby! Let's go! Let's go, Tony's trade number 3! Do it for you, baby!
Welcome home, Damar! It's round 2 for Buffalo. And it's round 2 for us here coming to support Buffalo, our hometown team. Being a 3-generation family in the tree and landscape industry, serving our community, we want to give back to our community by coming to support. Here we go, raising the colors here. Approximately 6 cranes. They're going 100 feet in the air with banners saying, "Let's go Buffalo, we got this." So we are putting those up. We're putting welcome home Damar Hamlin. All right, guys, let's get the sign up. We got 6 more locations. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Here we go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Hey, 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 hey. You know, the Buffalo Bills all to be safe, healthy, and God bless them, because we are a patriotic family being 4 generations in our family, United States Armed Services, serving our country. You're gonna see Go Buffalo Bills, we got this. Welcome home, Damar Hamlin. Number 3, we're gonna have a heart with number 3 in it. We're on Big Tree right now. This location is Big Tree. It's right before one of the entrances to the stadium up here, up on your right. And we're hitting every entrance, every location, every intersection, and every roadway to this stadium. Let's go Bills! Thank you, Tony Streets! Go Bills! Go Bills!
Meanwhile, as that wind and rain picks up this evening, tree removal companies are on standby. News 4's Patrick Ryan joins us live from North Buffalo on how those companies are preparing. Patrick?
Marley, Western New Yorkers are certainly no stranger to severe weather. Here in North Buffalo, it's been coming down in buckets for some hours now. And with high winds and the potential for lakeshore flooding later on tonight, companies like Tony's Tree Service are on standby. Now, Anthony Bartuca is the 3rd-generation owner of Tony's Tree Service. He tells us they have extra crews and equipment in place to respond to any downed trees. He says people may run into trouble with the amount of rain that's been coming down. That moisture is making the ground soft and loosening up roots to those trees. He says you mix that with wind and there's a good chance for trees to come falling down. Bartuca tells us people should really get their trees inspected before storms to make sure they're stable.
We have a half dozen crews on standby right now. Here at the headquarters, we have 3 houses on the property that we house 4 crews. We're set up like a fire department. They all rotate. And whenever there's storms, we definitely bring in extra crews to be on standby, so we can literally, respond at a moment's notice. Within a few minutes, we can have crews rolling to an emergency tree call.
And with the wild weather we've had this year, Bartuca says on-call crews rotate on and off so they don't burn out. And Marley, one piece of advice I did want to share that Tony shared with us is to always make sure you look up, because even if there's no tree debris on the ground, there's the potential that broken off limbs are lurking above. For now, reporting live in North Buffalo, Patrick Ryan, News 4.
Thank you, Patrick. That is actually very important advice. Those high winds and potential for lakeshore flooding have tree companies and first responders on standby all night. News 4's Patrick Ryan is live in North Buffalo. And Patrick, how are things looking there? It seems windy.
Marley, those strong winds certainly blowing through North Buffalo here on Elmwood Avenue. I almost fell over right before you came to us. But Western New Yorkers, of course, no stranger to severe weather. And after an already tough start to the year, companies like Tony's Tree Service say people need to be extra careful.
We go marching into the eye of the storm.
Anthony Bartuca's family have been in the tree removal business for 3 generations. He says Saturday night's high winds, buckets of rain, and flooding are a recipe for falling trees.
What we're concerned about today is we've gotten all this rain. Now the ground is soft, and all the soil around the root balls, and the roots have all softened up, so the stability for the root system is compromised.
Bartuca says especially with this year's wild weather, people should consider getting a tree close to their home inspected.
Because you got to remember, your homes are only made out of 2x4s and plywood. And these limbs with the inertia and the momentum, they can come crashing through, these homes, and people can get seriously injured, if not worse.
In the town of Hamburg, Route 5 is known to flood. Town emergency manager Sean Crotty says there's one thing working in their favor Saturday evening.
The temperature's above freezing, so typically it's a lot more dangerous when the temperature's below freezing, because then that overspray then ends up freezing once it hits the roadway. So that presents a good thing for us tonight. That's one in our favor. But we really work with the state DOT to make sure that their roadway, Route 5, is safe. And then we get into the residential areas, and Hoover Beach is one of them that's a little bit more low-lying along the lake shore, and we work with the neighbors and communicate with them to make sure that they're in a safe position.
Crotty says if you encounter flooding in the roadway, don't try to go through it because you don't know how deep the water is or what's beneath. He says although it's been a tough year, his crews are ready to swing into action when needed. Bartuca agrees and says his team is always standing by.
They are getting fatigued, but we are rotating them out even more so now because there's so many storms coming in.
And Sean Crotty told me about an hour ago that those waves along Route 5 in the Hoover Beach neighborhood of Hamburg, reaching about 14 feet, crashing over the floodwalls. We also do want to remind you that if you look outside and you don't see any downed tree limbs, to still make sure you're looking up, because there might be loose tree branches in the trees overhead that could come falling down at a moment's notice. For now, reporting live in North Buffalo, Patrick Ryan, News 4.
My wife called me. I was on my way home, and she says the neighbor just called us and says there's a tree that hit the house. Me thinking a small little tree, until I got here, realized it was not a small tree, it was a big tree. So my wife right away says, I have Tony on his way down there, so he'll be there within 15-20 minutes. So I got here, and Tony was in my driveway waiting for us. So he's got the emergency crew ready to go. So he's going to be cutting down these trees within an hour. Within an hour, he'll be done. That's how fast Tony gets the job done.
I found Tony's tree from a friend of mine who recommended them. We had a terrible windstorm in Buffalo, and there was a tree on the side of my house that blew down in the middle of the night, and I heard this big crashing sound, and I ran outside. It was terrible. It was raining. It was very windy, and all I could see is my big tree on the side of my yard cracked in half, fallen on my fence and also on my neighbor's house. And I needed to have somebody come quickly the next day, and I contacted Tony. He was very responsive. He was wonderful. They pulled all the trucks up. I was very, very impressed with the amount of equipment that Tony had. They needed a crane to actually lift this tree off of the house and off of my fence. And one of the things that impressed me the most was all of the guys that worked together and all the safety equipment, and they all worked very, very well together. I wouldn't hesitate recommending Tony's tree. Again, he was very, very responsive. The staff was wonderful. They kept in contact with me constantly. Tony explained every step of the way what had to happen. There was a chance my fence could fall down because of the weight of the tree and the size of the tree. And we wouldn't have known that until the crane actually lifted the tree off of the fence and off of the house. And again, it was in a very dangerous situation. I was very thankful how quickly they came and how much he was able to explain everything and very clearly of possibilities of other things that could have happened. I have hired other tree services before where you're not really sure if they're licensed or they aren't, and keeping the price reasonable was very important. And their workers were very well trained. I liked that they had their hard hats on. I liked that each worker had a responsibility out when trying to get the tree off of the fence and off of the house. And I felt that they worked so well together, and because of the dangerous situation and not wanting the tree to fall back on the house or cause more damage, I felt that everything went very smoothly and all the workers worked very well together.
Protect your home and your family. Call Tony's Tree Service for a free inspection of all your trees.
Well, our trees looked like they were decaying, and I think it was time to have them eliminated. He said it would be no problem. We can get this situation taken care of very, very rapidly. I guarantee you our service is nothing but the best, and you would be totally 100% satisfied. Absolutely. He went over and above what we expected from him. And he had a very, very good crew. They were all very polite. They did their job very efficiently. He must have had 12 people here and just knocking this job out very, very rapidly. I was very pleased and very impressed.
Now this is a prime example why you want to have a professional tree company inspect and evaluate all your trees. But the average homeowner doesn't know what to look for. The average homeowner doesn't look up. Even after a storm, they don't look up to see if there's any hidden dangers and any widow makers. So, as you can see here, now we're called out to this same tree and they got lucky it didn't come through the house and nobody got seriously injured or worse. So again, my message is to get a professional tree company. We offer free tree inspection and evaluation of all your trees at no charge to the homeowner. It costs you nothing, you're not obligated.
Protect your home and your family. Call Tony's Tree Service for a free inspection of all your trees.
Good morning, Tony's Tree and Landscaping. How may I help you? Oh, you have a dead ash tree on your house? Dispatch to Unit 3. Go ahead, Juliana. Report to the office. We have a tree emergency. Dead ash tree on a house. What do we have? We have a tree on a house. We're on our way.
We have all the right trucks, equipment, experience. Call 871-TREE. Look out! Don't let this preventable tragedy happen to you. Protect your home and your family. Call Tony's Tree and Landscaping for a free inspection of all of your trees. We have all the right trucks, equipment, experience, knowledge, and most importantly, insurance and certifications to do the job right. Call 871-TREE.